Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using White Newman, a Sacred Animal Tarot created by Elba BG. On the bottom here is the website. If I can get it. There we go. Liminal11.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle cards. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed. Websites. There's a couple websites on the back here. I was pretty confident that there was a Colette Baron Reed one, but for some reason I couldn't find it. So if you search her out on a search engine of your choice, of course, you should find a bunch of information about that person if you're interested. Might be fun. Might be fun. All right. Gemini. Ooh, that's a spicy one to start with. It's a good one, by the way. It's Ace of Cups. It's Ace of Cups you're starting out with. I'm like, why am I not telling you what it is? I don't know. Are we good? Okay. Like, we got a lot of cards, which is not bad. Okay. Why did these... Map Maker and the Chess Queen. Okay. The situation... There's a lot going on here. Somebody else is playing a game. You know what's going on here. Be careful of this situation. Be careful of this situation. Like, okay, so ideally, how does Gemini... Ideally, how do they add into this situation? Page of Cups and the Justice half in, half out. Oh, well, that's interesting. This might be a situation where maybe you kind of follow your heart a little bit, just a little bit, and you maybe let strategically things slip in a certain place in a certain time. Take it with a grain of salt, because I know that sounds a little bit, something. Because I feel like you've been watching somebody for quite a long time. You may have information that they don't realize you know. This is somebody who thinks they have a secret. They don't think people know what they're doing. You have kind of figured it out. When it comes to this person, I wouldn't say you always know what they're doing, but with this situation, you do. And you might have I think this is what's going on there, and I've seen that, and I've seen that. You've been thinking this is what's going on, and then boom, some proof hits you right in the face. Like, oh wow, that is exactly what's going on. I thought maybe, but now I know, yep, that's what's going on, clearly. So you know something, you definitely know something. You don't it's not just you think. It's like, oh, there's the proof. Yeah, that's happening. That is definitely happening. Information at this point, I think you're just sitting on. Because it's kind of like, I got to be careful, because if I say something and the wrong person hears it, it's coming back viciously towards me. Viciously. I feel like it's going to come, it has a vicious backlash if people think I'm talking about something. Doesn't matter that I know, doesn't matter that I have proof, just the fact that I'm the one who let it out, it's going to be brutal. It could be quite brutal. I'm getting like I got to be careful energy. And I want to keep getting along with people. Whatever this information is, it could divide people quite noticeably. People are getting along, and I don't want to be a part of an issue where people don't get along. Because I feel like even though I didn't do it, the fact that I let the information out, I feel like I'm going to get backlash for it. Kind of like the messenger's not only going to get shot, they're going to get dragged down the street and beat. And I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. So you're holding back because everybody's getting along and you don't want to have a problem. I know that I've heard from a couple different Geminis. Sometimes things slip before you know it. But this, I feel like there's some pressure behind this. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want the recourse. I don't want it coming back against me. And I'm getting along with everybody. People are nice to you at this moment. At least somebody's being nice to you that maybe normally isn't, which is kind of like, all right. I don't want this. I don't want people to be mean to me. I feel like I keep getting that. I don't want to be targeted. And I feel like if I'm not careful what I say, I'm going to get targeted. It seems to be a very big motivator right here. Makes sense. Rational sense, in my opinion. Makes complete sense. You're really, really holding the line. Really, really holding the line on this one. Doing really good. And you don't plan on ever saying anything at this moment. But I think you know yourself well enough, like, yeah, I don't plan on saying anything, so I gotta be careful, because if I'm not careful, if I start talking, I feel like this might be one of those situations where I don't even want to talk about the subject with people, because I know myself, and something might flip out, and I'm like, dang it. So you might even be avoiding the whole subject of whatever this is. Like, anytime the subject comes up, I got something I gotta do. In the sense of like, I think this is funny. The subject comes up and you're like, I don't like working out, but I gotta go work out. Like, I hate doing it, but I'd rather do that than be a part of this conversation, so I'm gonna go do that. That's the level of holding back you got going on here. It reminds me of a person I knew. They said to me once they don't like running. The only reason they're gonna run is if somebody's chasing them with a knife, and I'm like, sure, I can do that. It was a joke, but anyway. Anyway, as we keep moving forward, you're going to have a moment to share what you know with somebody who can keep it to themselves. Because I feel like we're having one of those conversations where I don't want to be a part of this, but I feel like you should know, and this is how I know. In fact, you might be really careful and say, I don't know if you should trust so-and-so, and this is where I would look to know if you should or shouldn't. You might kind of direct them to where to look for the information, where to find the truth without saying too much. I feel like that might happen, because I get like the page energy is like more passive, more of a follower, more of a like, I'll support what's going on energy. It's not really something trying to push something forward, or they don't really have an agenda usually. It's just kind of like, maybe I should just let you know what's going on and you can decide what you want to do with it. Because I feel like you might share this with somebody that you believe won't take it anywhere else. Is that well put? Chariot, half in, half out, and the Three of Cups. It's a friendly energy towards you. You got the Three of Cups in the dice. You also have it over here. I do feel like you're going to have your moment to share some information, but I feel like you might be strategic about it in the sense of like, if you want to know the truth, this is where I'd look. It's kind of like, I've given this analogy before. You're like, for example, if you know somebody's cheating on their partner, it's not like you're going to tell them, hey, your partner's cheating on you. I would be more like, you know what, this location at this time, maybe you should just not tell anybody you're going to be there and just kind of go there and see what you see. Find out for yourself what the truth is with that one. You're worried about something's going on there. You didn't hear it from me. You didn't hear it from me for first off, but maybe be at this location at this time and just see what plays out, and you can see the truth for yourself. That type of thing. But if there's something going on, that's where you're going to see it. I think that's a smart way to do it. Because I feel like you're not telling people what you know, you're telling them where to find it. I'm like, when you, okay, you're going to share that information, we're going to use that same analogy. It doesn't mean anybody's cheating on anybody. You know where this is hitting. You're sharing information, whatever it is. You're not going to see where it mattered at some point. I feel like you're going to look at it like, okay, so they went there. I saw them. I know they went there. For whatever reason, you know they went there. That you know they know the truth now. And now to you it looks like they're not doing anything with it. Try to find a way to release that. Try to find a way to release that. I've seen this happen. People make decisions. It's their business to make decisions with whatever. I firmly believe in other people in relationships, they need to know the truth, yes, but it's their responsibility to do what they decide they need to do with that. I back off. Personally, I'm like, I'm not here to make decisions for anybody else. If I feel I have information you need to have, I'll give you the information, but when you decide what you're going to do or not do with that, that's your business. That's totally your business. So you may look at this and be like, oh, should I even bother? Because I don't see anything changing. You thought something would change. Find a way to release it. Big fan of Paul McKenna. How to Mend Your Broken Heart is just, you can use those same skills, exercises to just release the information, detach yourself from it. Detach yourself from it. Because behind the scenes, what I get is going on is there's a lot of healing going on there, and maybe some forgiveness may be going on with this situation. Something is happening here, but I feel like you're not going to see it on the outside, because I get like there's healing information, healing energy at work here. Something is happening, something is changing behind the scenes, but how it's being worked out or why it's being worked out or what's happening is not a public thing. It may not be something that's apparent on the outside, but there might be something else going on the inside. There's healing happening here. So if we're going to use that same analogy, maybe they have an agreement. Who knows? People have open relationships. It's just very private. I've heard of that before. I've heard about that happening where one person sees other people, the other one doesn't want to, but they have that open agreement. It's very private. They don't like people knowing about it, so they're supposed to be careful how they do it. I've seen it happen. Maybe they're going to therapy behind the scenes very privately, and maybe they're going to therapy about what's going on, and they're stopping certain things, and now they're going through therapy, and it's a very private matter. Keep that in mind. Just keep it to yourself. There is healing going on here in some section, in some sanction. I was going to say sanction for some reason. It could be that they're sorting out what they're going to do, and they're just taking their time in what they're going to do with it. Again, I get a very private matter with that. What you did was good. I don't think that, I feel like I asked the question, ideally, how does this come forward for you? You sharing your information very privately, very candidly, and just moving on, letting people find out their own truth, and then just leaving it there. Just leaving it. There's something's going on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes that you're not going to see. They're just giving you a heads up that is happening. So just so you know. Anything else? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.